choice which wolf you feed. Because here's the thing, a thought leads to a feeling. A feeling leads to an emotion. An emotion leads to an action. And repeated action becomes a habit, and that becomes you. So when you say, I want to change myself, you have to change the way you think. So I often tell people, which wolf are you feeding? And how can you transition from the wolf that is taking away from you to the wolf that is raising you? Right? Now, when you say, for example, this is too hard, you can change it to say, I understand it's hard, but I'm going to find the tools that are going to make it easier for me. So you can rephrase. You can rephrase any thought in your mind and make it something that elevates you than pulling you down. So the first section really talks about decluttering the mind. The second section talks about decluttering the body. Now, this body that we are in, if it's sick, if it's tired, we're not going to be able to perform at the same level. So it's really understanding our body, what things are harming us, what things can energize us, really looking at different level things, but really looking at how to energize ourselves better. Because when we're more energized, we can complete more things in the same 24 hours. You know, you look at Gandhiji, you look at Nelson Mandela, you look at Martin Luther King. Yeah. They all had the same 24 hours that we did, but they achieved so much. Right? It's because they were very clear in their thinking, they were very focused. They knew which mountains they wished to climb. But the point is their body had to help them as well. If your body becomes too weak, you're not able to perform. So optimizing your body to get the results you want. The third thing we talk about is decluttering relationships. Now, a lot of people think decluttering relationship means I want to get rid of someone in my life. No, I'm talking about you, someone else. You care about each other, but things are not being said, and over time you're distancing. You know, you're getting further and further apart. And that's the clutter between you. So it's about removing that clutter to make your relationship stronger again. Yeah. Because we all have relationships with our parents, with our spouse, with our children, with colleagues, with friends, where it started to drift a little bit. But how do we bring it back so that it's becoming solid again? And then finally, the fourth dimension is decluttering the material world. So physical things, you know, what do you have in your house, in your office that doesn't serve any purpose? And guess what? If it's not doing anything for you, you still have to take care of it. You have to manage it subconsciously or consciously. And by giving it to someone else who can benefit, you're actually decluttering and putting a smile on someone else's face. You know, if I have 20 shirts and I only wear 10 of them, what's the point of keeping the other 10? I might as well give it to someone who can use it. Yeah. So that's really the ethos of the book, covering the 4 different areas of mind, body, relationships, and the physical environment.
Wonderful. I personally believe if you want to become a very good engineer, look into your body. The God has created such an engineering, you know, you need to think whether I'm feeling thirsty, what happens to me. The moment you look at things, you feel, you know, anxious. The moment the emotions are keep on coming, you know, what a brilliant engineering God has given us. From the medical science perspective, you have all the biggest and the complex system inside the body. They are working without having any regulation. Nobody is taking and keeping the temperature and check on it. So many things. But at the same time, what you said, Sahil, I believe that's the neurobiology of your thing. The moment the way you think, then determines everything happens to your body. Because as you said, that first and foremost thing is your mind. You're thinking. Are you really thinking right? So I personally believe that when you wake up in the morning, you need to put a check what the kind of emotions you are in. What happens to you when you look at someone else? And Sahil, just for your sharing one more information, you know, many people are suffering with the disease like cancer, and the prevalence of cancer is almost nil in the patient, those who are blind, because the emotions are not coming into. They cannot have that they don't look other things. They do not think about the bad emotions. So whenever doctors also whenever treating the cancer patient, they tell along with the medicine and the chemotherapy and all, please don't think something wrong about anyone. So how things are, how true, things and the emotions are. What thinking is really important. You shared something about, that feel that you are enough. Yeah, I was going through your one of the video and the podcast kind of thing, that you shared about that. Don't feel that my, I am not so muscular, I am not so handsome, I am not so this. Share something about that, because many people are suffering with this syndrome, right? I am not good at this. And here I remember the quote given by Sadhguru. It's not important what you don't have. The important thing is what do you do with what you have.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
what
So
a
please share
powerful,
something about that. Yeah.
absolutely, what a powerful question. And my personal belief is that the divine has made us all perfect. You know, many people chase perfection, but what does perfection mean? You know, person A wants to look like person B wants to look like person C wants, nobody's happy with themselves. And and they don't want to accept change as well. I mean, you know, you can see a lot of gray hair on my head. And I remember when the gray started to come, I said, "Oh my God, I'm looking older. I need to go and get my hair colored." So I went and got my hair colored. Second time, I got my hair colored. The third time, I said, "Sahil, what are you doing? You're spending more time because you have to sit longer on the chair. It's costing more money, and you're not facing reality. You're not accepting who you are becoming, which is a creature, the son or the daughter, a child of God. So who am I to say that and complain about myself when I've been so fortunate to have this life?" And so I went to the barber and I said, "Shave my head. I need to get rid of this vanity." And he said, "Sahil, I don't think it's going to look good. Are you sure?" So I said, "Okay, do an army cut." You know, so I had, you know, when you go to the army and they cut it really, really, really short, I had that. And it was great for a little while because, you know, I didn't have to, my hair dried very quickly. I didn't have to style my hair. It was very easy. But then my wife complained. She said, "Sahil, you look the same every day. You need to grow your hair back." So I grew it back. But the point is, I accepted who I was. I have many flaws.
Yeah.
But you can either see it as a flaw or you can see that this is unique to me. And what am I here for? And when you discover your purpose, because it's not about your physical looks, it's about your purpose. Why are you here? And I've been fortunate enough to discover what my purpose is in life. My purpose is to spread the message of non-violence, ahimsa.
Mhm.
And so that's what drives me every day. Now, if I get wrinkles, if my hair changes color, if my, you know, I before I used to also chase a six pack, you know, I'm like, oh, it would be so nice to have a six pack. And I said, no, now why do I do fitness? I do fitness because it allows me to enjoy my experience on the mountains. I'm not doing it for vanity reasons because I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with how my children look, with how my wife looks, with how everyone looks.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if we're not at peace with ourselves, like you said, when your whole physiology changes, you start having issues in the body. In my case, I was facing mental challenges because I was always pleasing others. I was scared of judgment. And so the mental challenges resulted in gut issues, in inflammation. Then the food that I was eating was not being absorbed properly. So I started having vitamin and mineral deficiencies. And all things start to go wrong. And people don't understand how serious it can become because on one particular day, my vitamin deficiency almost cost me my life. So I always tell
Yeah.
people that you, whatever you're facing, when you think better and you have more love, you will glow. Your skin will be better. You'll be smiling. Your energy is stronger. You know, it's not how you look, it's how you feel. But you have to feel good with yourself, otherwise you'll never be happy.
Wonderful. I like the example and the metaphor you use that A wanted to become B, B wanted to become C, C is having some other, person. Wonderful. So the important thing is feel good. Whatever you have, you are enough. You are made by the God. Yeah. So you're complete.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are some things you can change. Like I said to myself, as I tackle more harder mountains, I need to increase my stamina, my strength. So then I do things to do that and my body changes. But I'm not doing it for the body change. I'm doing it to address the mountain. Why do I take care of my health? Like you said in the morning, why do I go through a morning ritual of checking in with my energy levels and my emotional levels? Because when I have a higher energy level, I can achieve much more. I'm much better with my family. I'm much better in the office as a boss. And so these are things that you can control. I used to wake up in the morning and I grab my mobile phone first thing in the morning. Now, what if you see something on your phone that you don't like? A news story that is about some disaster or some war or something happened in your neighborhood. What if it's a client saying, sorry, the deal didn't go through? What if it's someone sending you a message that, your colleague has just been fired? I mean, it could be so many different things. And that just pulls you down first thing in the morning. And I don't know about you, but me, when I get pulled down, it takes me many hours to get back up. So in the morning, I say, no phones, no TVs, no newspapers. First, let me energize myself.
Yeah.
And so I go through a ritual of energizing myself because now my battery is fully charged. I've rested well. I'm on fire. Now you can throw anything at me and it's okay because I'm fully charged. So it's so important to start your day high on energy.
Yeah, it takes time to come back, when somebody, and that is why, and that yesterday morning I was talking to, someone that when you wake up, you need to do this morning affirmations. And it's powerful, the way, how you talk to yourself, and do not hand over the key of happiness in the hands of others. Many people, if my boss really appreciate me, I feel good. If my wife, if my friend said that, hey, you are looking so damn handsome, yeah, you're looking so muscular, you're shining like anything, if I feel happy. When somebody come and scolds me, what you did, that's something which you not actually did, and you feel, you are completely depressed, you are into the anxiety and, worry and kind of thing. So, you know what you are, right? So, it's really important for you to really understand and keep your mental balance and the mental peace always.
And everyone has an opinion. I can guarantee that much. Everyone has an opinion. Some you will like, some will you will not like, but everyone has an opinion. And
Yeah.
I love what you said. Don't give the keys to happiness to someone else. And using that same metaphor, I would also say, shine so bright that, your candle can be responsible for lighting the candle in others. If you have something that can benefit others, allow them to see it. Allow them to see how beautiful that they are, because sometimes people get lost. I was lost many years ago, and I had many lovely people in my life who lit my candle, and now I'm paying it forward by lighting other people's candles. That's our duty, to elevate society and people around us.
Very nice, Sahil. Really, lot of value you are building to this podcast. Now, I remember the words by Les Brown. I think he said, "Somebody's opinion cannot become your reality. Your reality is your reality." What you said, that people are having opinions, judgments, right? And you need to keep yourself responsible for your happiness, for your mental peace, for your mental stability, and like this. Otherwise, anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry come and ruin your life if you become hypersensitive to the thoughts and the opinions of others.
Absolutely. You're so right.
Wonderful. So, Sahil, we would like to learn more about daily routines and share something about diet and exercise. You are very good into this. I can see you, the way you radiate, the way you really inspires people.
Look, everybody tells you eat well, sleep well, exercise. I'm going to offer a fresh perspective because I don't want to say something that you've heard hundreds and hundreds of times. I spoke earlier about having a morning ritual. Do something that energizes you every morning. And I'll share with you the things that I do and I'll explain why, but you have to find your own rhythm, right? So the first thing that I do when I wake up is I move. You've been sleeping for a long time, your heart rate has been very low, you've been healing. You heal while you sleep. So it's very important to go to sleep, early so that you get a good night's rest. And I stopped using an alarm because I find that when I wake up naturally, it's just the body's way of saying, I'm ready to wake up and take on the day. So no alarm, I wake up, I start to move. Now, I personally do the Surya Namaskar, which is the sun salutation. It's yoga. But some, you can do anything. You can walk, star jumps, you do anything you want, but just move, get that blood circulating around your body again, get the heart rate coming up a little bit. The next thing that I do is I do breath work. Again, you want to wake up and make yourself alive. So take deep breaths, right? Again, I do pranayam, right? The prana, life, you're bringing it into you. And it's not through the chest, it's through the belly, those deep breaths. So just sit there and breathe for a little while. Just take deep breaths. It doesn't have to be a specific yoga move. Even if you don't know what they are, just take deep breaths. It's that simple. The third thing that I do is I meditate. Now, some people say, oh, meditation, it's hard, this, that. It could be simple. It could be just chanting something, put on some meditative music, be just sitting in silence and just thinking, or admiring the sunrise, or just, admiring the things that you have in your life. There's so many things to be grateful for. And then finally, I do some journaling. I write down, what are the things, who do I want to be today? Because everyone has a list of to-do things, right? I have to do this, I have to do that. But who do I need to be today? For example, I might need to be more loving because maybe someone's going through a rough time and I need to give them some love. Maybe I need to be more supportive today. Maybe I need to be more courageous because I'm about to try to win a very big deal. So who do I need to be today? And so that just elevates me. And this is a great practice you can do on a daily basis. And I tell people, they say, okay, how long do you do it? I do it for an hour. But if you don't have an hour, do it for half an hour. If you don't have half an hour, do it for 15 minutes. But just get into the habit of doing it daily because that energizes you. Right? And then when it comes to diet, I would say it's not eat healthy. Of course, eat healthy. Everyone's going to say this to you. However, this is how I want you to look at it. When you eat, really focus on the eating. Chew your food. Chew your food so it becomes like water, and then when it goes down, it's easier for your stomach to digest. Most people are watching TV, they're rushing through their meal, they're talking, so not even conscious. But be more aware of what you're eating. Make it easy for your stomach to digest, because the less work your stomach does, because don't forget, our body is a healing machine, then our body heals better. So by making it easy for our digestive system, by eating foods that are easy to digest, like, of course, if you eat processed food, harder to digest, certain things are harder to digest. So you can always find the better alternative. My children will say, oh, Papa, let me eat this Oreo cookie, for example. I say, you know what? And I don't know if you know this or not, but Oreos are vegan. That white thing in the middle is it's not dairy. It's made up of all chemicals and stuff. So I say, I'm not saying no to eating a cookie. I'm just saying, find a better alternative. And rather than saying, I don't want to eat this, I get people, oh, I'm going to give up chocolate. I'm going to give up fried food. I say, no, don't give up anything. Just focus on what you want to add in your life. Because when you focus on the adding in your life, automatically the things that you should be avoiding get smaller and smaller. But be aware of what you're eating and how it makes you feel. Because sometimes you eat something and you go, that didn't suit my stomach. And try to figure out what that is. Maybe you say every time I eat, I don't know, every time I eat a potato, every time I have aloo, something happens in my stomach. Maybe then aloo doesn't suit your body. So eat less of it temporarily or for a while. Just take it out of your system, because that's your body's message saying, I don't like this. Whatever it could be. So just be more aware. So that's what I would say about food and for energizing every morning. And for sleep, like I said, just don't put an alarm and be more consistent. Sleep around the same time and wake up around the same time, because your body loves rhythm. And when it's in a rhythm, oh my goodness, you can achieve so much more.
Very good. In biology, this is called the circadian rhythm. Right.
Correct.
And what you said is absolutely right. That is why, Sahil, one another fact, when you have a fight with someone, you will see and you will realize that your appetite is going down. You won't feel more hungry, when you have a fight and the argument and something, with someone. Even though when you think something wrong about someone, actually, what you also shared, that your body sends a lot of signals. Do you really hear your body? Do you really respond to those signals, or you are keep on ignoring? If you keep on ignoring these signals, if you're, suppressing these signals over a period of time, these signals will take a form of some disease and kind of thing. And that's the thing which is irreversible. So much of science, psychology, so many things are involved into this.
Pankajji, the thing that I love what you said, because they say, and I don't know if this is the exact figure, but it's very close to this, 90% of illnesses in the world today are a direct result of lifestyle choices. 90%. So imagine most challenges, health challenges that people, families are facing can be avoided by changing your lifestyle.
Very true. I would request, I would say recommend, all of our audience to watch your YouTube channel. I saw some videos are very, very useful. I also learned many things from them. Now, coming to the last question, Sahil, would like to learn about the businesses, what you do in 3 countries. How have you set up these businesses? Apart from coaching, do you do anything else also? Please help our audience to, how you can really help them.
Fantastic. So I run 4 businesses. One is in the diamond trading business. So that is, I live in Dubai and this is where I operate from. The second is in hospitality. We, through our technology, hotels can distribute their room inventory across all electronic channels and manage it through a central reservation system. The third business is real estate. We buy and lease retail, also very much in Dubai. And then the fourth one is the coaching, the author, the speaking, etc. And what has allowed me to manage all 4, and that too across multiple geographies, is, like I said, is the same techniques which are from the mountain, finding the right team members, trusting the team members. Can you imagine if I go on a mountain and I don't trust the people around me? I'm not going to make it to the top, because when I'm on a rope and I'm going up a wall with my ice axes and I don't trust the people above me and below me, we're going to have a real big problem. So it's empowering the people, picking the right people, because I can't do everything and I can't be everywhere at once. So it's so important to find the right team members and then empower them, because it's not about me. They always say, right? A leader is someone who makes future leaders. It's not someone who says me, I. In fact, I wish to be invisible as much as possible. I want my team to shine. And by allowing them to do that, it allows me to do these multiple businesses. Otherwise, I would be so deeply involved in everything. Again, because maybe I don't trust or I haven't hired the right people, etc., etc. I just would be stretched very wide and far, and that also wouldn't allow me to do my passions like mountaineering, reading, racing. I've got a few passions that I enjoy on a regular basis.
Very nice. Lovely, to have you on this podcast, Sahil. Now coming to the last question. Any message you would like to communicate to our audience? And before that, one more, my favorite question: what is changing in leadership? You are a leadership coach, especially in the very niche thing. You may see so many leaders, and even you are in touch with the world best leaders also, especially the authors and like this. What is changing in the leadership? So this will be very helpful for all the aspiring leaders and the leaders who are there. Yeah.
I'm going to share something from my very dear mentor and friend, Dr. Marshall Goldsmith. And what he taught me, and which I truly believe, is that the leaders of the past, the leader of the past knew how to tell. Okay? Because the leader of the past said, I'm superior, you're inferior. I'm the boss, you have to listen to me. Whether you go back to kings, whether you go back to the Maharajas, whether you go back to in schools, you have the teacher and the student, or the teacher and the apprentice. In the office, you have the boss and the person who works for them. So it's I'm superior, you're inferior. I say, you do. That's the leader of the past. Leader of the future is hiring talent, right? If I'm the boss of the company and I hire someone in accounting and I know more than them about accounting, that's a problem. That's a selection problem. If I hire someone in marketing and I know more than them, that's again a selection problem. I'm hiring talent that know much more than I do in all these spaces. I don't need to know everything and I don't need to have all the answers. The leader of the future is not someone who knows how to tell, but rather someone who knows how to ask.
Oh.
The leader of the future is someone who knows how to ask. And when you have this amazing team around you and you're asking them on how things can be improved and empowering them and trusting them and going with it, wow, you watch your company grow. I watch your team grow. Unbelievable. So that's one thing that I would say on the leadership side. That is probably one of the most powerful statements I can make.
Yeah, very powerful. Leaders must know how to ask. And that is why, the upcoming competency is coaching. If someone can learn the art of asking questions, enabling people by through asking the right question, and that's building the capability and the competencies throughout the world in all the domains.
Absolutely. And then you asked me about my final message. My final message to the audience would be, take a pause and just listen to yourself. Listen to the messages the body is giving you. We get so busy running constantly that we forget to stop and listen to ourselves. What is the body saying? Does it say, I'm hungry, feed me? I'm tired, take a little break. I shouldn't have said that. Let me go and apologize to that person. Whatever it is, just increase your level of awareness. Be more reflective. How did my day go? What raised my energy levels today? How can I do more of that? What drained my energy levels today? How can I change so that it doesn't continue to do that to me? So it's really the awareness, build your awareness by taking pauses and just reflecting on what has happened and listening to your body. And once you start to do that, watch your life get better and better and better.
Great message, Sahil. You made my day by having you on this podcast. Really eagerly looking for an opportunity to see you in person. If you're coming to India or maybe you found there in Dubai, would like to see you in person and want to learn many things from you. Thank you so much for being on this podcast, Let's Talk Show. I would request the audience to stay in touch with Sahil on LinkedIn. Right, learn from the book Break Free, award-winning book, and we do not know what one sentence will help you to change your perspective towards the life. Thank you so much, Sahil, and looking for another conversation very soon.
Thank you, Pankaj ji. Thank you.